what I asked this morning, how does it go with the dependent origination? So attachment is feelings. Then it has got clinging and grasping. So the clinging is the attachment is the love that you feel. That's attachment. And then the clinging
okay.
is when you want to keep staying with that person.
No. You see.
And grasping.
Wait. These are all English words that condition suffering. Your question is, how does it link or connect to the paticca samuppada, which is the dwelling? It's a very good question. So you have to understand the dwelling as taught by the Buddha is the Pali words. And these Pali words are subject to a lot of English translation. So what is more important is, we start off with the dwelling, okay? Avijja pacaya sankhara. What is avijja? Ignorant, okay? Ignorant of what? Ignorant of what? The three right view, of course. Law of karma, law of mind, means paticca samuppada, how you function as a human being. Law of karma means it governs life and existence, all the form and mind subject to that nature's law. You reap what you sow, and every living being, we are born our karma, heir to our karma, conditioned and supported by our karma. And we are what we are because of karma. Then the final third right view, which is spiritual right view, is Dhamma Niyama, means the nature's order of truth. So these three right view, when you don't have, you have avijja. So Dhamma include Four Noble Truths, you understand? Then the other essential Dhamma are spin-off from the Four Noble Truths. So Dhamma Niyama is essentially the Buddha's teaching, but with particular emphasis on Four Noble Truths and its three turning. Then within the Four Noble Truths, you have the Noble Eightfold Path. The first path factor is right view, samadhi. So the three right view that I mentioned are the spiritual right view that the Buddha is interested in. So when you are ignorant of these three right view, you will have avijja. So avijja means you don't have the wisdom and the understanding of this law that governs life. That's why most people are confused. Living beings are confused. So what do? Wanting to know, wanting to experience, they go and create thinking. That's why avijja pacaya sankhara means dependent on avijja, the heedless thinking arises. This heedless thinking is born of lack of wisdom. So when you are heedless, you think a lot. There you lack mindfulness, you lack spiritual quality. The five mental hindrances are all there. We have already covered this one. If you have the hindrance, means you lack spiritual faculty. You lack spiritual faculty means you lack mindfulness to develop the understanding. So all these are related and connected to the teaching. So from this link, when you have delusion, ignorance, when you lack understanding, you condition the activity of thinking. Avijja pacaya sankhara. Sankhara is all your sankhara movement, the content of consciousness. All these are the movement. One of them is karmic activity, which a commentary try to use this. Then they say this is karmic activity, or they call it karmic, that condition rebirth consciousness. So by explaining that, it's easy, logical. But the actual paticca samuppada is not over 3 lifetimes. The actual one is within the moment, every instant, every moment. So if it's not karmic volition or karmic consciousness, then what else can it be? The word sankara is everything that your mind can do. So your thought process, your thinking. When you think, where do you go to? You go to your memory, isn't it? Most people think according to memory. Isn't it? So what is memory? It's one of the organs, isn't it? The organ that is responsible for thought consciousness, isn't it? True or not? Huh? Can follow or not? Where your eye is responsible for seeing consciousness, the ear, hearing, smell, taste, tactile. So the brain is thought consciousness. So when you make contact with the brain through your thinking, like the physics experiment, upon contact, what happened? The light bulb lights up. Remember? So it's like you become conscious of your thought. The thought consciousness arises. So when it arises, this is vijnana, the pure consciousness. That's why avijja paccaya sankara, sankara paccaya vijnana. Vijnana is the pure consciousness. You can follow. Then this consciousness, because of your habitual tendency, your views, opinion, and conditioning, from memory, it will input the content. So your content is based on your views, opinion, conditioning, belief system, your phobia, whatever that you hold. So this content is the one that condition wrong thought. That's why after vijnana, paccaya, namarup. Namarup is your five aggregate of form and mind, your thought over here, your thought over here. And this is the second aspect of the five aggregate of form and mind. So when namarupa arrives, what happened? The paticca samuppada say dependent on sense basis, then only it can arise thought consciousness. That's why namarupam paccaya salayatana. You know what is salayatana now? Sense basis. Then salayatana condition one. Salayatana condition contact, which is pasad. Okay, then contact condition one. Feeling, okay? Then feeling condition one. Yes, craving. Craving in Pali is called tanha. Oh, sorry, there's a V. So this word is the reason why the second noble truth, the cause arising of suffering, is called craving. Then upon craving arise, is straight away condition. What is it? Grasping. So these are English words. The Pali word is what? Upadan or upadana. Then this one condition, becoming, bhava. Then it condition, birth. Hence arise the whole mass of suffering. Whole mass of dukkha. So your question is, you should ask, what is craving? What is grasping? What is becoming? Of course, this one is automatic. But just now in the text where I share, I use a few English words. I say clinging, okay, grasping, which is this one, then attachment. Remember? So your question is, how is it linked to the paticca samuppada? Is that a question? No. These are the three things. Wait. Don't jump the gun. These are the three words that we discussed just now. Then you ask me to give example of clinging. Understand? I give you the doctor and all those things. Remember? Yeah. Then grasping, attachment is to your loved one. Understand? Then when you grasp means you hold. You understand? So the actual paticca samuppada, you must understand, without wisdom, without mindfulness, from here to here is very fast. This whole process is very fast. And without yoniso manasikara, feeling will automatically become craving. Without the wisdom, born of Dhamma understanding. So here, people always advise you to cut at feeling. You cannot cut unless you have wisdom. So without wisdom, you cannot. So from feeling become craving. What is craving? Of course, the text tell you 3 types of craving. But the most common one is what? Sensual craving, which is craving of the senses, like and dislike, pleasant and unpleasant. Then the other two is craving to become and craving not to become. So in life, when you see something or hear something or smell something or taste something or tactily feel something or through thought memory you recall something, this craving is always there in the form of what? Desire, understand? Wanting, but not strong yet, understand? You understand? So craving is the beginning of the negativity of mind state. You crave, you want to have it. Then when you cannot get what you want, you become unhappy, miserable. Then you scheme, you plan, you become more determined. You want. So the one thing, the strong one thing is grasping. Understand? You grasp at it, but you haven't acted out of it. You understand? Becoming is when you become the thing. Let's say you are lustful, the craving, you got desire. Then you become lustful, this one. Understand? Then that lust manifests, you become that lust. Understand?
Take an example. Let's say somebody sees a mango.
Yeah.
It's all very nice and juicy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's the beginning part, the sense. The feeling is there, the liking. When you see that,
depend on that person. If that person has Dhamma, no. He doesn't crave. He will understand. Like this morning, we smell the food. We understand there is food down there. Sometimes the smell is very favorable. You like that smell. But you know it's the condition. Just the kitchen cook. So there is no craving, no attachment. Because there are causes and conditions for your rice. I see mango. Okay? And I understand it belongs to somebody. Understand? Whether it's on the tree or the fruit seller in the store. Understand? You understand? Or you just buy. You go home, put on the table, ribbon saw. This type of example, okay or not? Yeah? Then you think Raymond got craving. No, you just bought one. My wife bought one. Hey, cheap, they say. There is no craving, understand? Craving means what? Without condition, you also want. Understand? You crave for it, you desire it. You understand? If you have the means, you can afford, you can buy it. Understand? That's why the Buddha during his time, he was invited to all the king and the wealthy people's house. He also take the good food on. Understand? It doesn't mean he got craving.
a durian and then you just say, okay, you like
I
it.
think the fruit is not so good an example.
Oh,
Because what is all this for? This one is one the textbook example one. The 17 top moment one, they talk about the determining intention and all say top moment and then forget about it. Without mindfulness, you cannot see all those things. Those are vidama. Understand? The real happening is different. The real happening is, let's say you saw somebody you don't like, you recollect through memory. This fellow last night could have cheated you before, or con you before, or abused you, or say certain things. Then you perceive him with what? Negativity. There is negative craving, anger, hatred. Understand? Or you saw a very handsome man. Let's say before you get married to a woman. Okay? You get attracted. Because somehow coming maybe from the past or what, you got affinity, you get attracted. Then you have craving to become either married to him or to get him to be your boyfriend or whatever. So they call it infatuation. Remember, during the school days, early day, you get infatuated with the girl you saw. Oh, for you, it's the man you saw. Or the boy you saw. Okay? So the infatuation is the beginning of craving. So you desire, you crave to get him to become your maybe good friend or boyfriend, girlfriend, or later on commit yourself, get married, and become a couple. So that part is craving. But let's say somebody he like, he crave, no response. That girl choi hơi đông ngộ. Then what happened? No, the desire becomes stronger. Understand or not? The desire becomes stronger because he every day go and think about it. Understand? Then go and what you call imagine using the thought process, fantasize. And create all those lustful thoughts. Understand? Then what happened? Then he grabs at the thing already. Understand? Grabs at the thing already. But he haven't become that thing. So when he grabs, that time is very strong craving and desire. Then when he acted out of it, he become that lustful nature. That is the becoming. He wanted to do something already, transgression already. That is becoming. Then when you act out of it, you take that birth, become the rapist. Understand? Yeah, that is a very clear-cut example. Yeah, let my daughter share. Yeah.
I suddenly recall a moment with Sister Yun Chan when we were at one of the trips. I was thinking maybe the situation would be a good example.
Good. Okay.
So I hope you don't mind, Sister Yun Chan. I was sitting next to her as one of the temple we went to at Fan Sing San. The nun was giving out the beads.
Yeah.
So everybody got one. They were very generous. And then she got hers, and after that I got mine. And then I recall she mentioned, "Oh, mine doesn't look nice. There's one bead that is not clear."
Yeah.
Okay. Then after that she said, I think I want to go and change. Then when I saw she was gonna go and change, I said, "Oh, it's okay. You take mine." And I took hers. So from that exchange, I think the 12 links.
Yeah.
So maybe you can use that example.
So you see, it could be a bracelet or whatever. They give you, is it a bracelet?
It's the 108 beads.
Oh, the 108 beads one. Okay. That long beads, the Mahayana beads, the counting one. You do what they call chanting meditation on. So that one is a good example because when you see there is not what you want, not up to your expectation, maybe you got defect or what you want to change. So what happened during that time? Upon contact, your eye, which is the seeing consciousness, it will trigger off feeling. That feeling you don't like. Understand? That is a negative craving. Understand? And this craving has not become a grasping yet. You haven't become aggressive yet. Understand? If you become grasping, means you become aggressive already. Very strong desire to change it or to get it from somebody. But you just say you want to go and request for it. So it's not a grasping yet. But if let's say you go and change and people say cannot, what is given is given. Then what you do?
Become a bad
Ah,
difficult customer.
you. Use the mic, use the mic. Now my here got.
Then becoming
Yeah.
takes place, as
Yeah.
in you become a difficult customer.
You become
You
a
have-
difficult customer.
Yeah,
Yes.
you have become the so-called labeled
Then
tough customer to deal with in the customer service
become
world.
that, then you take birth and become the difficult customer. Means you already go beyond grasping. You already become that anger, that aversion, that dislike already. Then that one continue to trigger off misunderstanding or what. Then if they insist that you cannot or you have to pay more, then what happened? You are born into that difficult customer that want to do something. Understand? So the becoming is the stage before it take the transgression. Before you transgress into action, to scold people, to tell people off, and to become like very, very difficult. So that example is more easy to comprehend. Can follow? So don't go and like trigger or intellectual understanding. Your paticca samuppada is not an intellectual understanding. It happened in the mind and it moves very fast. Even they tell you in the Abhidhamma, 1 second, split second, billions of consciousness can pass by. You remember? So you know how fast this is or not? Like a lightning flash. The Diamond Sutra. 一切有为法，如梦幻法，如露亦如电，应作如是观。You have to comprehend. So to see all this movement, you must have mindfulness with the stability of awareness. Then you can be at the moment of contact. It doesn't move. Then when feeling, which is the seven universal, is also inside that. And if you want to stay at the feeling, feeling will become pure feeling. It doesn't move to craving. That's why I say, depend whether that person got Dhamma or not. If he got Dhamma, it doesn't become craving. Why should he crave? Even people who have understanding, seeing a mango or a durian does not lead to craving. Craving means without condition also you want. Then there is craving. So initially it's just desire, craving. Then after that, you still cannot get, then you plan, you scheme, and you become more and more aggressive. This is grasping. Your whole thought process is focused on that. Understand? Then after that, you become that thing. Can be fear or anger or lust or whatever. You become that. But it hasn't manifest out yet. When it manifests out, it takes birth, means not you are born, no. You are born into that transgression, no. Means the last few people become a rapist. This rapist or difficult customer is the one that takes birth. Understand? No? You are born into that state. Okay?